Hey, what's up everybody? GG is back for some more Construction Simulator. We got the green screen up and going here today. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone of my American neighbors are enjoying their Thanksgiving day off today. I hope that you don't have to work, but if you do, thank you so very much. I do understand the essential businesses and how getting long weekends and holidays off is such a hard time. But thank you so much for being here, everybody. I'm looking forward to kicking up the game today. It's been a little while. It's been a couple of days since we last got to play, so looking forward to working on, as the thumbnail says, the Container Motel. I don't know how long it's going to take us to do that, but I bet you it is going to be a longer one. Might have to be done in a couple of parts. Don't know, but we shall have to see. As always, we got about a minute and 55 seconds left. Get your drinks, get your snacks, get your butts comfy so we can kick back, relax, unwind, and enjoy today's show. Game is open to multiplayer, so if you'd like to come join on in, just let me know. We can hook you up in the Avalon Discord and get you up and running. Let's see, some announcements here. Oh yeah, don't forget folks, A Walk with Ghosts Seasons 2 is coming close to drawing to its conclusion, so definitely if you haven't checked that out, go check out Bones 13's channel on YouTube. It's also available on Spotify. Just look up A Walk with Ghosts, and I have a small part in there. I play the character Jackson, so it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to Season 3, the final season for the series, and yeah, that'll be coming up shortly in the new year, if I remember correctly. I haven't been sent the script yet in order to start recording my lines for Season 3 yet, but looking forward to doing that when the time comes, that's for sure. So let's just see here. Hey, Karsten, how are you? Hope you're enjoying your late afternoon. Oh, I guess it'd be evening at this point in time, so hope you're enjoying your evening so far. See, you've been playing a lot of video games and that, so that's good to know that you're getting your time to kick back, relax as well. You know, for as many little hiccups and everything else that this game has, I'm really enjoying it. We have lots and lots to continue on doing. We're only at level 26 for the character levels, so we have more work to do. Can't wait to get it done. Ooh, I like that thumbnail. That's a good one. I do like that dockside thumbnail. The pier, not so much. But yeah, so like the game, or like the song says here, you know, I'm ready to get back in the game. I hope you are too. So, like I said, make sure you got your drinks, got your snacks, and most of all, got your butts comfy. All right, let's do it. Come on, where's the button? Got to reach around all these peripherals. Just to let everybody know that I did try last night. I was working with J-Rock, actually, J-Rock Nation. He's available on Twitch. He does 3D game designs, modeling, stuff like that. He plays video games and that too over on the Twitch. But we put our heads together earlier last night, see if we could get the wheel to work for Monbazo. No luck, none whatsoever. We did a whole bunch of troubleshooting on it and a whole bunch of different things, trying to start it through the profilers, and that could not get it to work. I don't know what's going on. The game definitely needs to have the steering wheel. It's a really bad business decision by Santa Goat, the developer, to take away a feature that was already in game, but not much we can do. But today we're playing Construction Simulator, so let's start off with the campaign. We are working on the waterway segment, and today we're doing the Container Hotel. So old becomes new. There are many tourists who look for affordable hotels in exotic locations. The harbor master has a couple of decommissioned shipping containers. It's a start. Let's take a look here. It's well, we got to do it on high, of course. So we got to do the meeting, and we have to do a special delivery. Foundation excavation. So let's see, can we? Yeah, we can use the bulldozer for that. Excellent. Some gravel deliveries, compactions. Oh boy. Yep. There's a lot to do in this one. All right, 13 construction stages. Woo! Well, I guess we better just get it started, shouldn't we? All right, let's go to the map. Now, where is it going to be? Oh, it's not that far away. Perfect. All right, let's just fast travel there, and we shall see what we have to do. So yeah, bulk materials, soils, gravel, and sand transported by dumpers and used on the construction sites. Sell the leftover bulk materials to the gravel plant. Yep. Bacchus Yarmunius. Okay, here we go. Here's the harbor master. Hello, harbor master. What have you got for us today?
Fewer young people are vacationing here during the season than they used to. At our local harbor bar, the Hobgoblin, I listened in on some of the talk. People actually prefer to travel to the neighboring towns because the hotels are cheaper. So I was thinking, It would definitely be worthwhile to establish an affordable hotel on this headland, which would be easy to operate and cheap to maintain. I managed to get hold of some of the discarded containers. The people from the steel trade are helping us build simple and stylish housing units out of them. So why don't you just grab these containers and take them to the steel trade? There should be one around the corner. You can hardly miss it. Good luck and see you later.
Okay. All right, so first thing that we're supposed to do here was a special delivery. And it is just over here around the corner. Okay, let's go check it out. Run, Forrest, run! Actually, hold on. We go to jobs. Let's see, special delivery. Alright, we're going to need the big truck and we're going to need the crane. Alright, well, that being said, let's go do that. Let's get you. You. And you. Perfect. And you know what? Let's get some music playing here in the background, shall we? There we go. Get some nice chill music going on for today. And might as well jump into our mobile crane first. It says we needs it. It says we needs it. Did it give us a proper route? What? No, it said it was over here somewhere. I don't understand. Oh man, I hate it when games do this. Okay, hold on. If I go to jobs, special delivery, deliver the components to the designated positions. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so we need to come over here, do that, drop that off. On the Island Road. Why is the loading screens taking extra long here today? Aha. So here's 3 containers, okay. Or no, we have to drop the containers off here. Alright, well, we'll set this crane up. Alright, we'll just get this one set up for now. Not in the way of anything, are we? Nope. Okay. So, I'm guessing where that original waypoint was, that's where we need to go first. So, we got this set up here. Let's get this all set up. Oh, thank you so very much for hitting the like buttons and everything else right away as you guys are coming in. You're awesome. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Yep. Buddy and I were talking there the other night, split into gaming, and we were making jokes basically saying that, you know, if a channel reaches 10,000 now, that's like, you know, 2 years ago was 100,000. So, you know, the bar is just getting higher and higher and higher, unfortunately. Oh, I'm switching over to the wheel and pedal set. Just so much more comfortable to use that. All right. Wow. Okay, so it says 300 meters away from the location, so let's get ourselves over there. $150, $130, $100. All right, where are we? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. All right, so let's just take a look. Gotcha. We got to pick up these guys over here. That means we're going to need another crane. Do I own a second crane? No, we don't. Guess what we're going to go do, folks? We're going to go buy one. Where's the near vehicle dealership? There it is. Nope, don't want to fast travel it. Hang it. Get rid of that. Oh, come on. Want to enter. We'll sort it out. And we'll take a look for mobile cranes. Mobile cranes. Here we go. We'll get the big one. We'll purchase another one. $416,500 out of the $490 normally, so it's good to get your discounts, folks. It's good to get your discounts, indeed. How do we tell the difference? Oh, number 1, number 2. All right, we'll take number 2. Hey, Jack, how you doing? How you doing, my man? I hope you're getting ready to enjoy your turkey weekend. Oddly enough, so my brother came home late last night. The lease site that he's supposed to be working at, unfortunately, is not prepped yet. So he's on call, and he's going to be starting graveyard shifts. So currently he's sleeping at the moment. But yeah, already got power and 7 big packs in Mamba Zoo. It took 34 hours almost to get it up, but you're built it up now. Nice. You're on your way to becoming the Sugar King. You'll be king of the maple in no time. How many trees you got running there, Karsten? All right. Get ourselves set up. I think we're far enough away from the truck. Yeah. Where's these containers we're supposed to pick up and deliver? It said it was here. Oh, this just doesn't make any sense. Game, come on. How am I... Now it's telling me to go way over there. What the hell, game? Happy Thanksgiving, bud. You have 100 trees now. Nice. Yeah. I'm supposed to drop off 3 large containers from here that we're supposed to be picking up from over at this other location. 100 trees, then the electric heater. Nice. So you got your power and everything else going. That's awesome. But it's not allowing me to pick anything else up. Well, for flup's sakes, game. I'm sure this is where I'm supposed to pick a container up, put it onto the truck, and take it over there. There was a blue dot here. What is... You know what? I'm not even gonna bother. Screw this. We're just skipping this task. I don't care. I don't piss around with games that don't have checks systems put into place. That's just ridiculous. My God, Weltbauer, head out of ass, okay? So, yeah, so now there's 3 containers here. Cool. All right. That's good. Now we're just going to leave these things here where they are for now. Wow, that is just absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. Like it is, folks. I do not sugarcoat it. When a developer makes a bonehead mistake, I point it out. That is absolutely dumb. But yeah. Yeah, once again, yeah, I tried so hard last night. You know, J-Rock and I both love Mon Bazo, especially being able to play with the wheel. Just really bad business practice for Santa Goat to have screwed it up as bad as he did. You don't take a feature away. You don't do it. And that's exactly what he did. He took a feature away from us. So the G27 no longer works, folks, on the Mon Bazo. It does not work at all. It's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my hands. And I'm pissed about it. I am very pissed about it. No. I mean, sorry. I know he's French and everything else, so I mean, you know, their education levels aren't the greatest in comparison to the rest of the standards in Canada and that, but yeah, definitely, you don't take a feature away. You don't do it, and that's exactly what he did. He got rid of the G27 usage, which is just bad business. Bad business. 4 baskets of laundry to do. I'm very lucky. when we got our washer and dryer, oh geez, over a decade ago, we got one that's, what's the best way to put it? It's kind of like an industrial machine. It takes a lot. So what most people end up having to do for, you know, I can throw in what most people would have for like a load of laundry. I can do like 2 loads in one go. It's really nice. Yeah, sell the French fries as soon as you can to help speed those things up. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, I could definitely see how having that extra $200 per pack of French fries would really speed things up for you. Boy, we're going to be doing this for a while. Nothing wrong with that. I'm kind of pissed that Weltenbauer doesn't have a check on the missions here. There should be a check in place in the program in order to prevent the issues that we're having. That's just bad gaming, bad software development. What's that noise in the background? Is that the vehicles driving by? Yeah, it must be. Oh, just got a message. What is it? Why is Nitrado sending me stuff in German? I have no idea why. Whatever. I no spreche the Dutch. Yeah, big washer needs valve replaced, and the one I'm using is heavy duty, large capacity, and 99% of the clothes are hers. Well, I can understand that. With me being home all the time and everything else, my loads of laundry are pretty small. I have what I call my comfy pants. I have 4 pairs of those, and since I'm not doing anything like, you know, physically active or anything like that, I usually end up washing my clothes like once every 2 weeks. So I usually end up wearing my comfy pants about 2 or 3 times before I get them in the wash. I end up usually wearing my pajama pants for the day of laundry. Which are my holiest pair of comfiest pants that I own. I don't consider them my comfy pants anymore because they're pretty holy. They've been patched a few times in the knees and the crotch and stuff like that. So those are the ones that those are my laundry day clothes. Gotcha. Yeah, she's got all the work clothes that are included into that. Got it. Totally understand that. My goodness, there's gonna be a lot of dirt that we take out of this place. Woo. I'm down for it though. Oh, let's get some lightage going here. That's better. Not riding that ridge so bad. As I say it, then I'm back on riding a ridge. Okay. I wonder if I should get the bigger dozer. Yeah, maybe we should do that. Let's go get the bigger, heavier dozer. Maybe that would help out a little bit better on this one. And then do the cleanup with this little guy. Okay, let's just get this guy pulled out of the way for the moment. Then we'll go get the bigger dozer. Come on, turn. I suppose I could have just reset the vehicle to the outside, but meh. Where's the reality and realism in that? Alright. Company, vehicle fleet. So machine class. I want dozers. Yeah, let's get the big one. Itchy nose, itchy nose. Well, that was a good cloud. All right. How's the music and game sounds comparison going for you there, bud? You got pretty good sound systems, so you probably got the best overall ability to let me know. Oh, come on. Turn, you big old mule. Nice. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that he's gotten himself into the multiplayer server already. Like I said, last time I talked to him, he hadn't played in a long time, right? Like the last time he played was, I believe, like 17 with us. And so it's been a long time for him. So he wanted to get to some single player going on first, just to get himself, back into the swing of things. So I'm so stoked that he's got himself involved into the multiplayer server. Really good dude. Really, really good dude. You don't have to worry about him, being a jackass on the server or, being toxic in any way, shape, or form. But still has that angling blade. Yeah. I think I own one. I'm just basically just using what I got for now. Let's just get this all pushed over off to the side. Usually you get it towards the fence and it starts disappearing. There we go. Yeah, it does. Okay, perfect. Let me just pack this down a little bit. No biggie. We're having fun. We're having fun. That's the whole point of this game. For me, anyway. Like I said, there's so many people out there that just are rushing through the game so that way they can, get as many views and, try to get as many subscribers and everything else going all at once. I mean, yes, I'm not going to lie, subscribers and view counts and all that, it does mean a lot to me. But at the end of the day, it's hanging out with all you awesome and amazing people. If you notice, I do try my best to, answer as much of the chat and that as possible, because it's you guys that make my day. This is the greatest part for me, is having the socialization, the interaction. I probably could do, a video, like 2 or 3 videos a week type thing, and not overdo myself, not push my condition too hard and that. But at the end of the day, it's my enjoyment comes from hanging out with you awesome and amazing folks. So, I'm not in a position where, YouTube's ever going to be a... Thank you, Bud. Ladies and gentlemen, leave some love in the chat for Bud for dropping down the $1, is that the super chat? We'll find out here in a second when it pops up on screen. When he gets his accolades. There we go. There you go. So, thank you very much, Bud. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you in Eden as well, my man. Enjoy your ham tonight. I know you don't eat... You're just like me. Fowl is fowl. I only eat, like, okay, how to explain this? I will eat chicken if I'm running out of chicken stock. So I will cook up a whole chicken. I will make, like, pulled chicken sandwiches with it. I won't have, like, a hot chicken meal out of it. No, not for me. But then I'll take everything else that's left over and make up a big batch of stock pots, right, stuff, so... GG, hey, how's it going, Bob? How are you? Oh, it's okay, bud. Just like I said, for me, my fulfillment is being here, hanging out with you guys. Like I said, YouTube, I don't ever expect YouTube to become a source of income for me. Right now, for having all you awesome, amazing channel members and that, you guys are helping to cover it's $103 Canadian by the time you add all the taxes and conversions from the American dollar over for the music program that you're listening to right now, as well as for me to be able to use the Adobe Premiere, or the video stuff, the Premiere and the Photoshop. So yeah, without you folks, without the members, I wouldn't be able to do it. So you guys are all awesome and amazing. Thank you so very, very much. But overall, at the end of the day, it all comes down to me, hanging out with some awesome people as often as I can. That to me, that's the reward. Ah, thank you, bud. You're awesome, dude. Thank you. William says he had to restart the go-kart track. The update messed you over. It was part of the way through and changed the difficulty. Wouldn't let you finish paving it. I just had an issue here in this one. It told me to pick up 3 crates. So I went over to go grab the crates. It's just a little bit behind this building up over there. Oh, my finger disappears, but just up over there. And that, unfortunately, I set everything up and it's like, oh, there's nothing here for you to pick up. There was a blue dot before. I get everything all set up and the blue dot disappeared. So yeah. Everything is free till the bill comes. Yeah. And I'm not one to bounce on my bills. Never. I've always paid my bills. Pay my bills and pay them on time. There we go. Speaking of the gentleman split in two, I got a new link up for him. Him and his missus, Dopey Meerkat, they're trying something new out. They're trying a different format. So what these two are doing is they're underneath the Split in Two brand. Dopey is streaming on Twitch, while Split is streaming on YouTube, and they're doing a multiplayer series together. So it's kind of like what we did with the Simdicate, but on cross platforms, like we originally tried at the very beginning in that. So they're having a lot of fun. They're really good friends of mine. We've been out for dinner and things like that, so they're really good, really awesome, happy-go-lucky people. So I quite enjoy hanging out with them. I've known them for, well, just as long as Gold Rush has been around. So yeah, they live on Vancouver Island. That's where my heart is. Honestly, I've lived in Calgary most of my life, but if I had any place to choose where to live, it would be on Vancouver Island. They live in Victoria, but for me personally, I much prefer the Tofino area. I love the large, giant redwood trees. I love the humidity, even though it's not so great in the summertime. It just kills my hyperhidrosis, but yeah, no, real good folks. So if you ever have the time, go check out Split in Two's gaming channels on YouTube and Twitch. Get yourself subscribed up, especially on those days when I'm not doing so well. My medical conditions got me beat up in that. I definitely recommend go checking those two out for sure. Same with all my recommended rascals, guys. Go to my homepage on YouTube whenever you're looking for somebody or something to watch. Go out, check them out. If they're not live or anything else, that's all right. Just go ahead. Leave a message on their videos like, hey, GG sent me, something like that, just to let them know that, hey, I still care. I still love them all. But yeah, no, really awesome and amazing people. And, the more love that's shared around, the happier I am, quite honestly. Like, there's a lot of YouTubers that are out there who've, reached out to me and they're like, dude, you're killing yourself. You're sending your audience to other places. You should be sending them to your playlists and all this. And it's like, yeah, I'm not that type of person. I've always been I've been more friend-oriented than money-oriented, at the end of it, when, the time comes and I have my last bad day on this planet, type deal, I feel, I don't know for sure, but I'm happy with the thought that I'll be going with happy memories and not a big bank account. You know what I mean? Like, our consciousness is made up of energy, and so is our memories, so to me, at the end of the day, at the end of my life, I'd rather be filled with a lot more good memories than anything. Exclamation split, I think, would be the command there, bud. But yeah, so yeah, you can do the YouTube or you can do the Twitch. So the Twitch right now is Dopey's, his missus. She's doing the farm simulator from her perspective on that platform, and Split's doing his perspective from the YouTube side of things. So yeah, all good, man, all good. Exactly, Bob. You can't take it with you. You can't take physical things. So I'm hoping that I can take the memories. That to me, I think is what life should all be about, is making, good memories with good friends and good people and family. So, if I'm wrong, so be it. If I have to live eternity as destitute, then that's fine. I'll still have all those great and amazing memories, I hope, of all the time that I spent with a lot of amazing and awesome people. So that's what I hope for anyway at the end of things. Speaking of the A Walk with Ghosts, there is all the seasons playlists and everything else right there. So if you haven't had a chance, I definitely recommend going out and showing some love to the bone. Make sure you leave a comment. Let's help get the YouTube algorithm pushing that series out. It's great. He's done so much hard work. He's a one-man show. He doesn't have any editors. He doesn't have any writers. He doesn't have any directors or producers. He has a bunch. He's given an opportunity to a bunch of amateur actors, voice actors, and that. So definitely, spread the love for him. Yeah, awesome guy, amazing stories, and I hope that I get to be included in many projects in the future for sure. Yeah, it's not working for you, huh? It popped up on screen for me, but you're just not able to see it, and I don't know. I wonder if that's because you're entering it in. I don't know. I do not understand why YouTube takes a poop on you for that. I mean, poor Bob. I mean, we all know that YouTube hates Bob. If you're not on live chat and you're a streamer, if you have it on top chat, you don't see half of Bob's messages. He's like, am I invisible? It's like, why? What? Oh, I'm on top chat. 1 sec. Then I switch over to live chat, and then I can see like 15 messages that Bob drops. It's like, I don't understand. I don't know. I'm not the project managers over there, so I have no say in trying to get things fixed up. But yeah. All we can do is just laugh at it, eh, Bob? Yeah. Throw down the reminder every once in a while, like, hey, you're missing my messages. And then I go and I look, and it's like, dang it, I left it in top chat again. That's why. My apologies. But yeah. Once again, surrounded by awesome, like-minded, like-hearted people. I like the I'm good message. No, I saw that. What I didn't see was the end part to it, because I was switching vehicles at the time. There was, how am I feeling? I'm doing not too bad. No fever right now. I haven't taken any Advil today or anything, so doing pretty good. Yesterday was a wash, folks. So ended up going to the doctors, and they could not get the forms to print, no matter which way, shape, or form. I was there for hours, waiting for them to get it done so I could get the paperwork signed and get the doctor to fill it all out. It didn't happen at all. So he told me not to worry about it, that he was going to try to take it home and see if he could get it to work on his home PC and get everything printed out. He's going to call me once everything is completely filled in and all that. We'll go over it, and then I'll be able to sign it, and we'll be able to get it done. So it's the usual, folks. Nothing can go right for me. It's the way it's always been in my life, I've always said, it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. But I'm not worried. I am not worried, Slowly, over time, things, good things do come around, like all you awesome, amazing people in this community. So, I have a ton of patience. It's, detrimental sometimes to me to have as much patience as I do, as, like, for example, legal aid, waiting for legal aid in the divorce and everything else. They were like, oh, we accidentally put your case file into a hold stasis, and it didn't get double checked, and so that's why it took us 4.5 months to assign you a lawyer. Like, when they should have had it done within 21 days. But because I have so much patience, and I'm not the person to go out there and tell somebody how to do their job, other than in the gaming, because that's what I know. It can backfire on me sometimes, like, with the divorces and everything, like the divorce stuff, right? So, but yeah, overall, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm hoping that I get to have Captain Caveman again this weekend for the long weekend. He has a half day of school today, and then he has tomorrow off, so fingers crossed. I'm supposed to be getting him early morning or late morning, early afternoonish tomorrow, but it's not 100% set in stone because he is feeling really, really sick. He didn't bounce back from this fever like I have, but at the same time, whenever I've gotten a fever in my lifetime, I've always done these 3 things. I drink a ton of fluid. I try to get as much sleep as I can, but when I do sleep, I put on a pair of jogging pants, I put on a heavy sweater, I throw on extra comforters on the bed, and I just sweat. Like, I mean, I sweat more when I have those type of sleeps with a fever than I do inside like a steam room. I just absolutely I just try to overheat myself, basically, is what I do. And usually within 2 to 3 days, I'm doing really, really good for it. Yeah. Yeah, school? Yeah, we've been out of school for a long time. I wish I could go back to school. I love learning, but unfortunately with the fibro fog, it takes me longer to learn something than what is fair to the other students in the class. It's like I have a bit of a learning disability because of it. You know, it's like I have to do something 3 or 4 times. Like, for example, it took me almost 2 years to start understanding how Photoshop works. And for the level that I'm at when it comes to Photoshop, apparently I could have learned all of that in a school setting in less than 6 weeks. But because of the fibro fog, it takes me so much longer to learn that it's not worth it for me to go to school, because I just, you know, I'm just too far behind and trying to catch up. It's too much, you know. I physically exhaust myself out to the point that it's just not worth it. It's sad, but it's true. But you know, it's the way things are, and you know, life isn't fair. So I'm not going to worry about it. You know? Hi, Eden. I hope you're feeling well and comfortable. I hope that the morning sickness isn't too bad. I know there's some ladies out there who don't have it, and I know there's some ladies that are out there who get it really bad. So I hope you're able to be relaxed and comfy throughout all 3 terms. Speaking of which, though, Bob, you're doing pretty good, though, aren't you? For recovery, you've gotten quite a bit of the mobility into the affected limbs. So I'm so happy to hear that. My grandfather, when he had a stroke, his left arm was pretty much useless afterwards. God, he ended up getting a ticket for drunk driving once when he had, this was pre-breathalyzers, this was like way back in the 60s. Yeah, he ended up getting a ticket for drunk driving, even though he doesn't drink at all. He was totally against drinking. You know, so, yeah, poor guy. So he ended up having to go to court and fighting it and everything else. And then, you know, what got him out of the ticket and everything else was that the police officer came in and was like, yeah, look at him. He's drunk right now. Look at him slurring his words and everything, right? And the judge was like, you are a moron, you know, to the officer. And he's like, you know, he obviously has had a stroke. His, you know, left side of his face is partially paralyzed. You know, that's why he slurs his words, and, you know, that's it. You know, the case got thrown out. But still, you know, it's like, wow. You know, the poor guy having to put up with, you know, all that type of stuff. I'm just so happy now that we have, you know, a better education for doctors and in that in order to, you know, help people out get rehabilitated afterwards. Arms a little better the other day. The leg the other day dropped me into a small bookshelf. Thank God for my roommate. Hold on. I wish I could show you guys, but I've done a lot of damage to the house because of my disability. Like you say, Bob, you know, like your foot dropped out from underneath you. I totally get that, man. I got in my hallway, I have 2 dents in the wall. One on the left side And on the right-hand side, I have a small, tiny dent, but that's also where I have the dehumidifier and the furnace thermostat. And they're both been ripped out of the wall, and I've had to replace the thermostat. Now, we did replace the thermostat with one of those wireless Wi-Fi systems and everything else when it happened. But at the same time, it pisses you off, doesn't it? It absolutely pisses me off when it happens. It's like, why? You know, like, why is my body doing this to me? You know, like, you know, I've always been the type of guy to try to not sweat the things I can't control, but I tell you, when it comes to, you know, tripping and falling, like, I haven't even brought back my coffee table. I have this amazing coffee table that the whole top lifts up and comes towards you, so you can eat from your couch type of deal. But we removed it when my son was born so that we could put down some of the kids' foam floor matting, and I haven't returned it. I still have the floor matting on the floor because every once in a while I try to walk on air. You know, it's like I put my foot down, but it's not there. It's not registering, and I end up going onto my face. Now, luckily enough, from the years of wrestling and everything else that I've done, I've learned how to be able to tuck and roll with my shoulder, and so I can usually get away without being too badly banged up. But yeah. Oh man, nothing like, oh, yes, you gotta go pee right now, and then you end up wiping out. You're like, oh, just throw some salt on the wound, eh? Oh yeah, it's a beautiful table, and it matches my end tables. I have two gorgeous matching end tables for it, but yeah, it's at my parents' house. They're using it in their basement, because yeah, I'm too worried that I'll fall, and even if I do a bit of a tuck or something, I'm afraid that I might smash my brain or smash my head against it and give myself some brain damage. You know, I'm trying to do everything in my power to, you know, last as many years as I can for my Captain Caveman. I don't want my heart going out, and I don't want to, you know, fall and, you know, get major damage. So yeah, you know, I want to be able to hang out with Kiddo and do as much as I'm physically capable of doing. So, you know, I'm doing everything in my power to keep myself within reasonable condition. Woohoo, we're almost at 50% already. So as you can see, I'm just deleting the dirt is the best way that I can call it. You know, just basically just pushing it off site so that it disappears. It helps with my frames quite a bit too by doing this. So, like I said, we're here for a good time. You know, I'm not here to try to race through and get as much of this game done. I'm here to hang out with you folks and have a good time. So, yeah. If anybody's watching this on the playback later, going, "Oh my God, you didn't need to do all that," it's like there's a reason why I'm deleting, quote unquote, deleting this dirt. Is just I'm trying to save my frames, and hang out with some awesome people. If you're like me, as long as you hit your head, you'll be okay. Well, I have been told I have a thick skull, but at the same time, I'm trying not to crank my neck or anything else. They have found a lesion in my neck, right? So I have to be very careful. I've known for probably well over a decade now, I have something called Lahomet syndrome. And so, you know, when you get disappointed with somebody, ugh, I just did it again, and you drop your head down so your chin hits your chest, I get electrical impulse that goes down my neck, down just past a little bit past the shoulder blades, through my arms, into my elbows, and then it exits out through my fingers. It's this really weird electrical shock pulse. And so when I got the MRI and everything else done, they came back and they're like, this is why you have a lesion in your spine. Like, yeah, okay. Now, they don't think that has got anything to do with my fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome. What they think is going on is that I've had fibromyalgia since I was very young. My son is showing the exact same signs of it. I was toe walking, up until about, junior high-ish, and, constant leg and feet cramps and that, all the stuff that comes with it. But having to deal with that for as many years as I have, the doctors think that's pretty much what's probably given me this chronic fatigue syndrome. And the reason for that diagnosis is I get these really bad adrenal surges. It's measurable. I go do a P test and they have what's called medicatamines, and I'm at the point where you would think that I have something called a phenochromomycetoma, and that's basically cancer or a tumor of some sort on the actual adrenaline glands. So I've been checked for it to see if I do have a tumor or a cyst or anything along those lines, and nothing has been found. So they've had to then go and say, oh, so this has got to be pain issues then in order to receive that type of adrenaline. And they see that in torture victims from wars and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at for all that type stuff. You had something like that getting off the opioids? Yeah, dude, I'm not a doctor. I am not a doctor. I would never give anybody medical advice for anything. All I can do is just help raise awareness of how the fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndromes affect me. But I have been on heavy doses of fentanyl, and it basically liquefied my kidneys, guys. Like, my kidneys are very, very poor because of listening to the doctors, taking all their prescription cocktails and everything else, right? So yeah, I'm in bad shape, but at the same time, I don't care. I'm not going to let it rule my life, other than the fact that I know I have limits, and so I try to stay within those limits. Like, for example, if I were to try to go to school, in order for me to get there, I would need to have to drive, as long as it was warm weather, because if I get cold, my whole body goes into... you know how you get shivers and shakes? Mine's more of a convulsion to the point where it's like having asthma. I can't breathe. My chest muscles constrict so tight, I just can't breathe. It's like, and then I'm just, the whole body's just going stupid. So they're like, okay, well, we can't get you re-educated. Okay, that sucks. Okay, what is it that you have for formal trainings? And it's like, well, I have my Class 1 license. And they're like, no, we don't want you trying to go out there and, overdoing it. I'm able to keep my Class 1 license because I have family who does farming. And in the world of farming here in Canada, as long as your granary is 140 kilometers or closer from your home farm, you don't need a Class 1 license to drive your grain to the mills or anything, right? Made it up to the lower sets. Gotcha. Yeah, they were trying everything because my heart just resting when I'm sleeping is 105. When I'm just moving around, just like cooking dinners, nothing stressful or anything like that, it hits around 128, and they're all freaking out, going like, my God, like your blood pressure, your heart rates, like that's just crazy. Here, once they figured out that it was pain driven, they're like, all right, here, let's get you on the Percocets, let's get you on this, let's get you on that. And they maxed me out on everything before they got me up to the fentanyl. And then when they got me up onto the fentanyl at max doses for my body weight was when they were actually able to get my heart rate down to double digits. Now, they put me on that for 3 years. It killed my kidneys. Absolutely killed my kidneys. I was told by the one emergency doctor that I was probably just a matter of, a few days to weeks away from having to be put on dialysis for the rest of my life. So I ended up having to kick all that stuff cold turkey. Wow. And I can tell you, I feel bad for addicts. Now, there's a difference between an addict and somebody who's dependent. I wasn't using the opioids for recreational or marijuana or cannabis or anything like that for recreational use or anything like that. I mean, I don't care if people do out there. That's to each their own. I don't like drinking alcohol, so I can understand why somebody would like to smoke a joint here or there. That's cool. But when it comes down to it, I was what they call a dependent. I was dependent on the opioids. And that was harsh. Coming off of that, that was so harsh because they couldn't give me any of the usual treatments that they give to addicts or anybody who's going through the withdrawals or everything else because my kidneys were so bad. And the medications that they go to put you on that, or to help you with the withdrawal symptoms, are hard on the kidneys. So, yeah, that was a rough month and a half of my life, that's for sure. Yeah, I was one grumpy git, that's for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, geez, yeah. Oxycontins, Percocets, oh, they had me on everything at one point in time. You know, mixing that with bennies, with benzodiazepines, you know, they were just trying everything in their power to help give me a better quality of life and be able to do some sort of functioning for, you know, being able to make a wage and that, right? So, you know, it wasn't the doctor's fault, you know what I mean? Like, he was doing exactly what he was taught to do, but the amount of issues that was causing was brutal in the end. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to switch over to the other vehicle once I get my controller going. It died. Just from lack of use. Come on. Let's grab the big dozer again. I like playing with the dozers. Dozers are fun in this game. But yeah, so... yeah, it's all I can do is, you know, just basically just roll with the punches. You know, that's the best way that I can put it. You know, as I try to roll with the punches and, you know, not let it bring me down. You know, not to be a, you know, a negative Nilly. Usually, you know, honestly, I'm mostly negative about video games because, you know, being a program manager for as long that I was, I know that the developers can do a lot better, and it would only take a little bit of education for them to do better. You know, I got nothing against people who, you know, try to be self-taught and everything else, but there's sometimes, you know, some common sense things that they could do that could have made it better if they had gone to school. No food, no water, just whiskey and PCP, thanks. Oh, you know, I don't care what people do to their bodies as long as it doesn't interfere with others. You know what I mean? You know, as long as, you know, as long as there's no harm, there's no foul, is the way I look at it. You know, which is, I kind of think that's the way a lot of the Canadian people think about it. I mean, that's how we were able to get, you know, marijuana legalized, because they just couldn't prove that, you know, it's like saying, you know, like, oh, you know, smoking a marijuana cigarette is going to get you addicted to it. It's like, well, that's like saying that, oh, I'm an alcoholic because my mother fed me milk as a kid. You know, it just didn't make sense. And I think that's why, you know, the Canadian people in the end was like, oh, to hell with this. No, legalize it. Legalize it. There's nothing that proves that, you know, people who use marijuana should have criminal records and not be able to have good paying jobs to get themselves out of low income systems and into, you know, middle class wages and stuff like that. All right, let's keep on going. Let's get this guy out. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll just do this. We'll go kabunk, reset him, and we'll grab this guy, and we'll see if we can clean this up quick. I mean, we're at 93% already, so we're flying. We're flying through it. It's only taken us an hour so far, but still, it's been awesome. Well, you know, as long as it's only you that's going to get hurt, bud, you know, and you're on your own property and stuff, you know, or property that, you know, you have the ability to do that stuff on without hurting others, then, you know, I say to each their own. That's the way I look at it. I'm not a drinker. Like I've said that many times in stream. I'm not a drinker. It's just way too painful for me to drink. I don't have to get drunk in order to feel a hangover. The impurities that go through my system go straight to my knees, go straight to my legs, and it's so painful on top of it. So It's like my fibromyalgia, you know, been telling me for my entire life, you know, that drinking is not for you, and that's fine. You know. There's other things I can do in life, such as, you know, play video games to have a good time with, and, you know, get my mental health relaxation, you know, the ability to, you know, ignore the world for a little bit. We were pushing out grape vineyard, and I was driving a dozer, kept high centering it, had to get pushed off by the Traco. Yeah, that happens. That happens. Where were we? I was driving my ex-wife's Cavalier way back in the late 90s there. And I can't remember. Oh yeah, we were driving into we were going over to, it was a Christmas time thing, and we were going over to one of my family friends' house from my folks, and we went and pulled into their yard, and normally there's a little bit of a low spot. Well, that low spot wasn't so low, it was nice and flat, but we ended up getting, we high-centered the car. We ended up having to get one of the tractors and a few hose straps wrapped around the front end in order to get me pulled out of there. That was fun. We all had good laughs. Yeah, look at that. We're at 99%. Alright, let's take a look and see. Alright, over there? Okay. I sees where the 1% can come from. Actually, let's just lift this blade up. Let's get it turned to the side for a second. There we go. Hopefully this will do it. Hopefully this will finish it off. Oh, nice, bud. Nice. No, I'm the exact opposite. I drink 2 beers and I'm hurting the next day. Like, you know, I can be hurting so bad and yet never have gotten drunk for it. You know, it's just like, why? Why? Oh, that's one weird place. Where are you going? Where are you going? Bring that blade back up. Thank you. Ooh, whoops. Don't drive into the cement there, Gigi. Have you ever low-centered a car? It's always fun to see a car in the ditch sideways sitting on its bumpers. No, I have never done that before. That's a new one for me. I've never even thought of that happening to anybody, but I could definitely see how that would happen. That would suck. Oh man, would that ever suck? No, I've never done that. Nope. I have hydroplaned something else a couple of times. I've never gotten into an accident. Definitely. I've never done anything stupid that has gotten me to the point where I have to get myself towed out or something. I've done accident avoidance and gotten put into ditches and stuff like that. But I have never done anything where it's like, you know, I was driving way too fast for some situation and ended up putting myself into a bad situation. No, never. No, had a really good scare when I was 17? Yeah, I was driving between, 18. I was driving between Kamloops and Merritt, and we're just driving down the road, and this car passed me. A giant chunk of snow flew off the top of the car onto my windshield, and it was too heavy, too thick, that I was not able to use the wipers, and so I had to come slowly to a stop, trying to use the side window as the snow that was blowing off my car was splashing over the sides, and I ended up getting my front tire too close to the ditch on the left side. Whoa! Onto the left, and I ended up getting dragged into a ditch. But it wasn't, you know, like the person that was with me, they're like, dude, I'm so glad you were driving. I would have crashed us into the railing. And on the other side, on the right hand side, it was complete drop off. On the left hand, it was a dual lane highway. On the left-hand side, which is the side that I went for, because I knew there was no vehicles around. I was, you know, constantly looking around before the incident happened, and so I moved over into the left-hand lane, off to the left-hand side and tried to get myself into the center meridian, or at least, close enough to it, because there was no guardrails, just the white little plastic posts. But my front tire, driver's side tire, dug into the deep snow and I got dragged into that. You did that on your truck and ATS one time? Oh, ATS was so much fun. I do miss the days of our trucking Tuesdays and Thursdays, TNT. We had so much fun back then doing those days. But after you put in 2,000-3,000 hours of a game, I find that I get burnt out and I need to step away from a while. I played again for a little bit with my brother just because he was learning to get his Class 1's license. He's done mostly grain truck and stuff like that in his lifetime. He'd never done really any of the articulated driving other than stuff with a tractor down the highways and stuff. But, I mean, our tractors were so old and used and everything else that they never reached over, maybe 15 mile an hour at the most. So, driving, big hay wagons and everything else down there, he didn't have the practice in that. So we basically used ATS to help him, stay in cab, how to look around, how to use your mirrors for backing up and that type of stuff. Texas has been a lot of fun. I haven't played any of that. I can't remember. I'm missing 2 or 3 DLCs for it. One sec, got a cough. But still, great game, a lot of fun, and I absolutely love hearing that people are still enjoying playing it, that's for sure. You flipped an 82 S10? That's not a good thing. And you rolled an 88 Bronco. Jeez. Okay, what was the mini Bronco called? Now I can't remember. My brain's not giving me the answer here. There was the Bronco, and then was it the Bronco 2? Is that what the mini one was? I've never driven one of the smaller Broncos. My dad had I think it was an 84 Bronco or something like that at one point. It was brown and tan. We turned it into a 4x4 monster. And then my dad rolled it. But I have never rolled a vehicle. Even when I was doing mud racing and stuff like that back in Merritt, crash to passes and stuff like that, never rolled a vehicle. I've always been lucky enough to be able to get myself out of a situation like that. But yeah. But apparently the Bronco 2, I'm going to call it there, the mini Broncos, apparently I guess they were really bad for rollovers and stuff. Was the Bronco 2 and there was also the full-size one? Yeah, we only had the big-size Bronco. The full-size. And then the hired hand there, he had the big Suburban. The big Suburban. Actually, and he finally sold that, I think it was 5-6 years ago. I mean, it was a 70s, late 70s model Suburban. But he had a lot of kids, so he needed the 6 seats in the back. Yeah, I think it was a total of 8 seats in that vehicle, 2 up front and then 6 in the back. But yeah, he needed it. When you got 5 kids. But yeah, so I've been very, very lucky in my lifetime that I've never rolled a vehicle. A buddy of mine, what the heck, I can't remember the type of car that he had. He had a little, we called them rice rockets back in the 90s. I can't remember for the life of me what brand it was or anything like that, but he was visiting his girlfriend, who was my ex-wife's sister. They didn't last too long, 2 years or something like that. But yeah, he went to go visit her out at their family farm, and he ended up putting into a ditch and doing 60 mile an hour in the middle of winter on gravel roads, and went around a corner and The car didn't turn. Instead, it just kept going straight. Clipped the side of the ditch and ended up going, rolled it 3 or 4 times. Luckily, the only thing you got out of it was a broken nose and a broken arm. That was it. Yeah. Crouton's what we used to call him. That was his last name. Drove both the S10 and Bronco 2 home under their own power after a rollover. Well, at least she landed on her wheels. At least the axles weren't busted out that you couldn't drive it no more. Yeah, at least you could still keep them moving. See, this game should make you get out and hook up the tailgate chains. Yes, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. It would be nicer to do that because if you take a look, by now I should be dead empty, but I'm slowly gaining gravel. Slowly gaining gravel. I shouldn't be able to do that. I should not be able to gain gravel. And yet, we are. Yeah. It's a video game. I know we can't expect much from video games, but sometimes I tell you, just a little bit of forethought would do better. But yeah, you guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for coming in and smashing the like button. Enjoying, having good times with me. It means a lot. It does. I've had, in real life conversations with, friends and family, and they're like, "You're still doing YouTube? You're not at like 300,000 followers by now? Why the hell do you keep doing it?" I explain it to them. It's because of the people. I get to have a good time socializing with awesome, like-minded people who enjoy video games. And the S10 was on its roof and the Bronco was on its side. Gotcha. How the hell did you get the S10 back on its... okay, I suppose... I was thinking about, like you had the accident, then you turned around and just turned out and drove away. But no, I suppose you'd have to get it rolled onto its wheels and then be able to drive away. No, we had a... When I was living with this one guy, Bob, I was like, what, 17? Yeah, I was 7. Nope. It was after Penny. After I lived with Penny, so yeah, I guess I was 18. And we were living in this one area, not that far away from here. We always had this guy who was a jerk, always parking in front of our house, even though he lived across the street, because he didn't want to have to do a complete turnaround loop in order to get out. So he just like, screw it, I'm going to park in front of your guys' house, right? And so one day in the middle of winter, me and 4 other guys, we went and pushed his car out into the middle of the road and then called the parking authorities and said, like, the guy must have been drunk. We didn't see him, leave his car there or anything like that. It's parked out here type deal. So the cops ended up going to his house, and apparently he had been drinking at home. And they nailed him for drinking and driving and all this other stuff. And to this day, he swears that, he parked where he's supposed to. I came home from work before I started drinking, like I was watching the football games, I had several beers and everything else, and then you guys are knocking on my door. My vehicle was parked in front of that house over there. No, but because the roads were so icy and everything else, we were able just to take the vehicle and just slide it into the middle of the road. I mean, it's not like we didn't ask him over and over again. We had 4 guys that were all living together in one house. Like, we rented the whole house top and bottom, right? So there was me, Bob, Mike, Dan, and every once in a while we had this one guy. His last name was Whitey, so we always called him Whitey. It's funny, he was a break dancer. He was actually a pretty good one too. But yeah, and so we did our best to park our cars. We had 2 parking spots in the back, and we had 2 parking spots worth out in front. And the only time that we didn't want to park in front of our house is if we had like a party or something going on, which was about once a month on a Friday. We would have a party. We'd have like 10, 15 people over, but we always did our best. We let both sides of our neighbors know, like, hey, we're going to be having a party this Friday. Here's our phone number. If it starts getting too loud after 10 o'clock, let us know. We'll do our best to keep the rowdiness down and all that. And they were good about it. The one side was a retired couple, and they thought it was just hilarious that, you know, these young guys would be going out there and, you know, playing darts outside, because we had a dart board that was outside on a tree. And, you know, we'd have barbecue going. We'd invite the other neighbor over. It was a young couple who didn't have any kids. I can't remember. I remember her name because her name was the same as my ex's at the time, which was Penny. I can't remember his name. But yeah, they ended up getting divorced and everything else because he ended up getting drunk one night and came home and smacked her up pretty good. So yeah, that was wild. S10 was a rollback, and the Bronco was a guy coming up the mountain with a T-tag dump truck. Nice. Just able to hook onto the frame and just roll her back up onto its wheels. Glad you didn't bend up the frame or the rims too bad, so that way you're at least able to still get it home. All right, there we go. 50% gravel. Sweet. We're getting there. And we're at 13% completion of the hotel so far. I knew this was going to be a big one. How come I haven't seen Mike Deuce or Bones or anything else pop up? I've seen a walk with ghosts and stuff, but I haven't seen the rest of it. Normally it pops up. All right. Okay, I'm going to go through my perfect Thanksgiving meal. I like having a turkey, a ham, squash, turnips, carrots, beets, spinach, and then some people call it dressing, some people call it stuffing. I'm not sure what the difference between the two is. I think we kind of have both because we stuff the bird full with like breadcrumbs and seasoning, herbs and spices, you know, that type of stuff. But we also do like a stuffing on the side where it's like breadcrumbs mixed with sausages, bacon bits, seasonings, you know, that type of stuff as well. Chorizo sausage, I love that type of stuffing. And then we also have mashed potatoes. We don't do sweet potatoes very much because we eat a lot of sweet potatoes just normally, so we just normally do a whipped up mash. And usually there's 3 or 4 different pies. Usually there's a strawberry rhubarb, not my favorite. There's always peach. There's definitely always pumpkin. Always got to have pumpkin pie. And my brother likes the Mile High meringue pie, which I don't eat. The lemon in it, it's too much for me. End up getting canker sores in my mouth. I have it's called an ascorbic acid intolerance. It's basically I'm allergic to like vitamin C, basically is what it is. So I can't do like a lot of the cough syrups and everything else with added vitamin C. I can't do that. I get canker sores on my gums, underneath my tongue, like in that soft palate area underneath your tongue. I also get some on my tongue, so it's not a fun thing. So I stay away from the lemon meringue and the, what's that other one? My brother really likes that I can't eat. Key lime, that's what it is, key lime. I can't eat that either. The strawberry rhubarb, I can usually have a thin slice. I like the strawberry. I like the tartness of the rhubarb. I just got to be careful because otherwise, if I eat too much, that'll give me canker sores. The peach pie, because it's so well cooked, I don't have any issues with that. I can eat a ton of that. Oh no, bud, that sucks. Oh, you need to get that, dude. You need to get that. Talk about food. Oh, we always talk about food on here, man. I was just saying like what my preferred Thanksgiving meal is. You know, turkeys, hams, you know, a ton of vegetables. Also, I can't forget the condiments. You gotta have cranberry dressing. And my dad always makes cranberry dressing with real cranberries, some orange rind. I can't remember all that he puts into it, but it's really good. He puts it into a mason jar and he lets it ferment for like, I think it's like 3 months before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving and what's the other one? Easter. But we do the same thing. We do a turkey and we do a ham. With gravel, is not just possible just to jump in and spread it with other machines. I've tried that before, but I end up looking over at like, so say I have 63% now. So I'll go over, I'll grab the, at first I tried it with the grater, you know, thinking, hey, we're going to spread it around, right? do it with the grater, but the numbers was going down. It was like all of a sudden I went from like, say 63% down to like 50. It's like, okay, let me try this with the dozer. Not a good idea to try it with the dozer. Same thing. I've never had any good luck with it. So, like Bob was saying there, it would be nice if they had the, like the ability to attach the chains on the tailgate. Now, I know that in their roadmap that they were saying something along the lines for giving us covered loads, but they haven't said anything that I've seen so far that has mentioned making spreading gravel easier. If you folks know a way, or if you know a video where somebody's like, hey, the easy way to spread gravel in Construction Simulator, throw me a link in Discord. I'll definitely check it out, just to see on it, because, yeah, this takes flipping forever, eh? You know what I mean? There we go. There's Mike's. Yours is going to be tomorrow with the kids. Already having 2 dinners going on. Nice. Yeah, my kiddo gets spoiled, so he gets Thanksgiving with me, and he gets a Thanksgiving with his mom's family and that too. So he gets spoiled up. Same thing with Christmases and all that, right? So he gets spoiled. So. But, if that instills in him that later on in life when, he has a family of his own, to really be able to enjoy the holidays and that with friends and family, then all the more power to it. You know what I mean? Definitely, yeah. That's the way I look at it. As much as I'd love to have my kid just solely, all the time, to instill all my traditions and everything else, I would never deny him the experiences of different traditions that are out there from the other parts of his genetics. But yeah, the ex-wives, they do this sweet potato casserole type of thing. Like, it's just loaded with pecans and brown sugar on top type of thing. Way too bloody sweet for me. They do mashed potatoes. They do turkey. That's it, and a pumpkin pie. That's their tradition. That's it. But coming from when their dad was alive, they used to own a very, very was Alberta's largest dairy farm. Everything was, eat as fast as you can, get your ass back out to the milking parlor, and get back to work. That's the way it was with them all the time. That their Christmas is all the gifts are under the tree. Go for it, kids. There's no passing it out. There's no saying thank you. You can ask any of the kids afterwards. Oh, did you get that gift from Santa, or did you get it from an aunt or an uncle? They couldn't tell you. They didn't look at the tag. All they saw was their name on the tag, and they just ripped the gift open, and then cool, throw that off to the side, go for the next one. For my family, I'm not sure if it was because we were like, dirt poor when I was a kid. Well, I can't say when I was a kid. My parents were like dirt poor until I was like 22 years old, for Christ's sakes. But we always had it, so it's like, Dad would hand a gift to Mom. Dad would then, and Mom would open it, and say, oh, this is from Grandma or from whomever, type of thing. And, she'd open up the gift, and instead of ripping the paper open, we always had like a bit of a competition to see who could, open their gift and still keep the wrapping paper looking decent. And I mean, there was usually only 2 or 3 gifts under the tree per person, right? So we made it last. Aww. Eden doesn't like mushrooms? Oh, man. Man, she wouldn't want to be here tonight. I made up a chicken stir fry, or I made a fried rice stir fry there the other night. It loaded with mushrooms, onions, peas, mushrooms, onions, peas, fried rice. Yeah, that's all that's in there. No meat. My brother, because the lease site isn't ready, he went over to my parents' place there for dinner before he came over. That's why he didn't get home till so late last night. And so they sent him with a bunch of leftovers that they had. They had cooked up a couple turkey breasts and everything else. So I got a turkey breast that's in the fridge. I got some mashed taters. I think I also got some beef roast and gravy or something like that they sent too. So my brother's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, no thanks. He's like, I'm done with this type of food. He's like, here, you take this, okay? You eat the leftovers. I'm just going to order a pizza today. So he went out and got himself one of the Vern's pizzas. It's called the T-Rex pizza. It's a monster 18-inch pizza, 18 or 20-inch pizza, and it weighs like 26 pounds. The thing is like super heavy. Your game, you like the mushrooms too? Dude, I love mushrooms. I love pan-fried mushrooms. Absolutely love them. I'm not a big fan of the button mushrooms raw. I much prefer to at least blanch them. The only time I like button mushrooms raw is if they're going into a salad that's got like a heavy cream-based style dressing on it. Like a ranch or a blue cheese, that type thing. What he said? Yeah, nice. You like mushrooms too? That's awesome, yeah. Yep, exactly. Time for some must-go soup. Yeah, everything that's in the fridge must go, yep. Oh yeah, they also sent some garden onions and some potatoes. Yeah, so I definitely have enough to do all that stuff with. If I wanted to, I could make up a beef stew. I don't have a can of tomatoes though. Normally I get a can of crushed seedless tomatoes because once again the seeds in tomatoes have a high content of ascorbic acid in them, and they got to be like slow cooked for like 24 hours before they can get that out and then evaporate it off. So I don't bother. I don't, in my garden you won't find tomatoes. Like with me living alone now, being single, no tomatoes. When I was married and that, then yeah, I would grow a couple of tomato vines and stuff like that. But to make my own tomato soup and pasta sauces and pizza sauces and stuff like that. So I've taken, cut the tomato, core out all the seeds and everything else, and then boil it all up, reduce it down. And then I would keep about, I think it was about a dozen quarts of just quartered tomatoes and stuff like that to throw in. Nice, Bob. That sounds good. Mushroom and onion omelet. Oh, yum. I'm not gonna lie. I suck at making omelets. I don't know why. I'm the worst when it comes to making omelets. I think I'm too impatient. So I don't make omelets. I usually make like a scrambled egg confetti is what I call it. It's like I throw in bits of chorizo, bits of bacon, bits of green onion, green peppers, some celery, a bunch of cheese and everything else, and I just mix that all up, and I call it my confetti. My egg confetti, even though it's probably more of a hash than a confetti, but just because it's so full of color, and that's why I call it the confetti. Yeah, even my kiddo loves mushrooms. That's one thing. He loves peas and he loves mushrooms, something that my ex-wife just absolutely detests. Yeah, that's how she does it too? Yeah, nice. Yeah. You know what? I can't wait until I can get on permanent disability, guys. I'll be doing some more members videos. I won't be doing live streams just because for some reason they were very popular for the longest time. And then it was like night and day. Snap of the fingers. All of a sudden, it went from having, 90% of the members were there checking them out to zero. Crickets. I mean, I did, I think 9 in a row where nobody showed up for any of the live streams on the members videos. So I was like, or the member streams. So I was like, okay. I even put in the one video. I'm like, okay, guys, this is going to be my last one. If nobody shows up for them, nobody watches them afterwards, I'm not going to do them anymore. And yeah, nobody popped up. Nobody left a comment on it saying like, oh yeah, I watched it afterwards. There's 0 views on it. So to this day, I think there's 0 views. So I was like, all right, we're done doing those. But I would like to do members videos where I'm going to set up the this bay window that's right here, right beside me. It's a bay window. I would like to set up a bit of a greenery area. I want to put in a bunch of herbs. I'm going to take the old sewing room and I'm going to convert that into a bit of a plant room where I'm going to try to grow year-round celery, a bunch of different types of plants than that I enjoy personally. So those I hope to make videos with now. It will be having to be put onto, I'm going to have to use my iPhone 6 Plus camera, so it's not going to be the greatest video quality and everything, but it's just something for all you awesome and amazing members for saying thank you. An in-house garden, exactly. That's exactly what we're looking at. Oh man, just as I go to press the button, the controller dies. All right, I gotta wait for it to kick back in. Come on. Come on. Oh, dang it. Double tap the Y button. There we go. Let's go over to the vehicle fleet. Let's go get ourselves the Gradale Compact Gale. That's the asphalt. Where's the gravel? Oh, there it is. Soil compactor. That's why I couldn't see it. Looking for the word gravel. But yeah, I want to do a little bit of an in-house garden. I'm going to do probably the cracky method for growing some celery. I haven't really decided anything else that I really want to put into there, but one of them for sure is the celery. I love celery. I'm not sure if you can do green peppers in-house or not. I'll have to find out if T4 lights can do that, but stuff that I'm going to slowly do over time. Just get it all built up. Now that the scare of me not being able to live here any longer, because my brother needed somebody to pay rent, right? But now with him working in the oil field, I can't blame him. He'd rather have me living in the house taking care of things than having to worry about renters living in the house. So basically, as soon as I get on permanent disability and I can start paying off my debts and everything else, then I can start paying him rent, and a decent rent anyway, instead of like $200-300 a month here and there when I can afford it. Pay him a decent rent per month, plus I'm giving him the security and everything for not having to worry about wild people living in his house going down into his area and stuff like that. So oh yeah, Bob. Oh yeah. My brother had to put in, I think it was just a little over $6,000 to fix up all the damage that the previous renters had done living up here in the upstairs, because my brother, he loves cold. My brother is part polar bear, right? So with that being the case, he likes living in the basement just for the coolness and coldness and everything else. But there will come a time when he's done working out in the oil field and he wants to have the house back to himself. So by then I'm hoping that I can have my own small property, 3 to 5 acres, small property that I can have my own little tiny house on, just a little 2-bedroom tiny house. I'm not looking for anything real big. I'm just looking for something really well insulated, and I'd have my own greenhouse attached to it on the back and all that type of stuff. So give me time to be able to save up for it. So first thing I'll do is I'll buy the land, and then try to get that mostly paid off, and then get the mortgage for a tiny little house if I can't build it up with the help of friends and family. Small power. Oh, nice. 12 units. Nice. I was an assistant apartment manager when I was living in Merritt, BC for like 6-7 months there, just because the lady's husband, he'd gotten super ill. He had cancer, and so while he was doing treatments and that and wasn't feeling very good, she asked if I could help out and around there and that. So I did that. Had to collect the rent and things like that when they were away, when they went to Vancouver for the treatments and things. So I got a bit of a taste for that, and I can tell you this, Bob, people are assholes, aren't they? Yeah, what haven't I done? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, a person of many hats, I'm a man of many talents, master of none. Coming from the, living on the farm as a kid, doing all the farm work and everything else, it wasn't like we had to, or you had the opportunity to call a plumber. No, it was, it was a school of hard knocks. You did it or your dad knocked you around. That type of stuff. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I got to learn a lot as a kid and everything else, and learn that, X amount of feet, you got to have X amount of drop for water and, all that type of stuff. So that's it. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's what I was thinking. Yep. Exactly. I've done a lot of different things in life, But I will say this, the job that my brother's doing right now is the one that I probably had the most amount of fun doing, and that's the oil field work. So like coil tubing, fracking, those type of jobs. You know, working with, you know, really good teams. You know, just the camaraderie that they have. The amount of pay was damn good. I mean, you know, I was able to, you know, completely take us out of debt, rent an entire town for our wedding, rent a provincial award-winning orchestra, string quartet for our wedding. You know, like, it was, yeah. It was money well spent. You know, went for over, it was a 28-day camping vacation, so we toured all from northern British Columbia all the way down through southern British Columbia and finished off on Vancouver Island. And then had a couple days where we pretty much streamlined our way back to Alberta. It was a lot of fun. Lloyd, how you doing? Water goes downhill and poop floats. When you're on the farm, yeah, that's pretty much it. But when you're building and you got you know, inspectors coming in and everything all the time, no, that's just not how it works, man. Not how it works at all. You got to do it right, and you got to do it right the first time, because the amount of penalties and everything else, to get the permits, is just brutal. It is just brutal. But yeah, you know, like, so for me right now, you know, like I said, I got to get on the permanent disability. I probably won't be on permanent disability, folks, until a minimum, I'm thinking a minimum of June or July next year. Just because it due to COVID, our government here in Canada just screwed things over so bad with trying to do things via phone that they just got everything so far backed up right now. It just takes months and months and months just for even to get your application reviewed. So yeah, it's going to be a while before I get it, but I'm very lucky that I have an amazing brother. Like he says, you know, I've helped him out so much in the past that he doesn't, you know, he feels bad asking me to pay a little bit of rent, you know, like, so it's, you know, I have a great family. You know, overall I have a great family. You know, they realize, you know, that my medical condition, because I've had it for so long and everything else, and it was, you know, it wasn't recognized as a medical condition for years, right? Like, doctors just didn't know, you know, what fibro was. They didn't know that kids could get it. And so their answer to everything was, you know, like, oh, you know, like, he doesn't sleep at night. Oh, he gets leg cramps. Oh, well, you know, his muscles are too tight. Make him work more. And it deteriorated my body, so that now, you know, like, I wasn't even 35. I think I was just shy of 35 when I had my first heart attack. So it's like, yeah, my body just can't do this stuff anymore. Yeah, I picked up the go-kart with the 1000cc Polaris snowmobile engine on it. Hey, Spider Ant. All right, let me get caught up here. Okay. My BIL and I were talking. I built a house from digging the basement to putting the ridge cap on. Not the same house. Okay, gotcha. So you've had a lot of experience doing that. Nice. I've never built a house. I've renovated a house, but I've never actually built a house. I built some sheds. So, but yeah, I've done, you know, like full renovations on a home, but never built a home. But I've built many sheds and barns. So I mean, I got the outside done. Don't think I got the notifications when you made videos for members, only like I do when your live streams upload a video. Yeah, I think I'm not sure, Karsten, if you were, yeah, you have the silver helmet, so you would have been around when I was doing the membership videos and that. So yeah, it could have been that. It could have been that, you know, YouTube messed me over for that type of deal. It could have been, but yeah. Like I said, I'm going to try to bring you guys more things, but in a different way, you know, like, we do a lot of gaming that here, but I would much prefer to have you guys involved in more of my little hobby things, which is mostly gardening. You know, I have two hobbies, video games and gardening. Yeah, so definitely want to get you all involved in that once I'm in the financial position to be able to do it. So let's see. Let's go over to the store. Enter the store. Yeah, I must have been streaming for about how long now? Hour and a half? Yeah, hour and a half. I can tell my legs are screaming at me. Not a biggie. Not a biggie. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 6. Check out. Deliver to the site. Beauty. Oh, it's right over here? Okay. Alrighty. What do we need? We need one of those cable drums. Okay. And we need a pallet of wood and a rebar mesh. Okay, so almost everything's right near the end here. So you don't think the... Okay, let's go on to the next one. Yeah, I picked up a go-kart with 1000cc Polaris snowmobile engine on... Oh, I missed it. How did I miss that? There we go. Quarter-inch per foot and paydays every Friday. You know, and I feel for plumbers in that too. I mean, between plumbers and farmers, they're like the two vocations that really haven't gotten a raise, like for standards of living in that since like the 70s. I mean, you know, the 50s, 60s, and 70s, it was good money being a plumber and a farmer. It ain't that way anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks. Why would you put that onto a snowmobile, man? That's crazy. It's something like what my dad would do just to catch his older brother. My dad had my dad had this one snowmobile. I can't remember what brand it was. It was blue. It was a baby blue. And it was a pull cord style, right? And my uncle used to always come over and borrow it all the time when I was like 1 or 2 years old. But my dad figured out, because the compression was so terrible on it, that if you wrapped the cord the opposite direction, you could get the engine to fire up in reverse. So my uncle had a brand new girlfriend, and he came home from school for the winter, and he was going to go show off to the girlfriend. Well, my dad wrapped the cord backwards, and so my uncle just, you know, did the usual, just came on over, you know, just grabbed it and jumped onto it, fired it up, and threw himself over the handles. So, what the hell is wrong with this machine? Reaming my dad out. My dad's like, well, maybe if you would have, asked, to borrow it, maybe, then I could have told you that, yeah, you got to be careful on how it's wound, if it was accidentally wound the wrong way. This could happen. My uncle started asking after that would borrow it. Oh, you set up a tower crane before? Cool, dude. Nice. I had a guy that I knew on Vancouver Island named Lanny. Yep. He worked on these machines. He was the crane operator on these, and he was part and parcel of setting them all up and all that too. He was a really cool guy. He was, I wouldn't say eccentric, but he was a weird guy. He was cool, but he was pretty weird. The way he thought of things was totally different than I had ever come across previously. Damn good guy, just a little different. Woohoo! You get to pull some concrete. Oh, this is a big one. I know what we're going to do. All right, we're going to go over to the company. We're going to get ourselves a vehicle fleet. Pull out our mixer. Also the diameter of the pipe to calculate the proper flow rates. That's right. When I was living in Merritt, I helped set up this one little hotel type of thing. And one of the tests that the city property or the town property development guy was, or whatever, his biggest thing is that you had to flush a penny. So I'd set in up, like, I can't remember, it was like 24 toilets or something like that for this guy, Vic. He hired me on just for a quick contract. And I was like, hey, I can work the gas station and do this at the same time. I can work nights at the station. So, yeah, he had me setting up all these toilets and everything else. Yeah. it was interesting. But yeah, the inspector guy came by, and yeah, he threw a penny down every toilet, and he's like, as long as the toilet flushes the penny, it's been set up correctly. You know, like, it was just weird. Like, I'd never heard of that before, but yeah, hey, as long as we passed, we didn't have anything to worry about it. Never got fined for, you know, doing anything wrong or anything, so I was like, alright, took my paycheck. Is the amount of zeros in your bank account? Yeah. Well, I gotta say this. Yeah, Lanny, he made good money. Yeah. No, Manny. Sorry, Manny was his name, not Lanny. Manny. That's right, Manny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He made good money doing that. He made real good money. Yeah, what was his thing? His biggest thing was that he bought a new dirt bike like once every 2 years, you know, type of thing. That was his treat to himself. But my God, the amount of girlfriends that he went through was crazy. In the short 2 years that I knew him, I bet you he had about 15 different girlfriends. They didn't last very long. Some of them were some really nice ladies, but I don't know. His weirdness probably, you know, was what that was first attracted to them, but it was probably something that was the reason why they didn't last. Because he was a weird guy. He was a weird dude. I'd like to be able to see game. Come on, can you get rid of that stupid notification? Thank you. Yeah, but Manny was a weird guy. Funny as hell, always good for a laugh, but at the same time, definitely... Oh, great. We're screwed. Oh, no. Yeah. Words are so hard. Yeah. And crazy amount of zeros. Yeah. Yeah, no, he made good money. He was all about motorbikes, but living on Vancouver Island... You don't, unless you're living up on the top of the mountain area, you didn't have to worry about, you know, snow. It would be there for like a day, and then it would be gone, right? Like, that's just the way the island was. Island was and is. Yeah, they don't get snow that lasts. It's where my best friend and my niece live. My best friend married my niece. So that's where they live there, and yeah, they love it because the climate is so nice. I mean, like I said, if I had the money or the ability to, I would move there in a heartbeat. The problem, though, is that there is no way in hell my ex would allow it. There's just no way, not with Captain Caveman. I would never get to see him, period, ever. Yeah, she would in spite. It wouldn't be just because, you know, she wouldn't want to, or, you know, even if she was offered a job there, she still wouldn't do it just to, you know, spite me. Yeah, that's the way she is. But yeah, no, it would be better for me in the long run too, just because of the, I find that the higher the oxygen in the area, the better off I am overall for my cramps and pains and everything else. Why didn't I pump it? Because I can do it faster this way. Normally I can. Normally I can go faster. I'm not being very efficient here today for some reason. Here, let's fix that. Here. Let's fix the efficiency rating here. So you can drive faster and fill it in than the pump can do it. And just, normally I would just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But, and swing the arm around. But, I'm busy yakking with everybody, trying to keep up with everything. Yeah, girlfriend, that there's also a girl foe. Yeah, he had many a girl foe. The one day that, he's like, hey guys, come on over. When we got there, there was a mess out in his front yard. Like, it was crazy. You know, like, what the hell, man? Why is your TV out here? He's like, oh, the lady that he was with, Melissa, Miranda, Melanie, I can't remember. It started with an M. He's like, yeah, she wigged out, man. And I'm like, okay. And yeah, she threw, like, anything that was worth any type of money or anything else, she threw it out from the 3rd-story window onto the floor, or out into the, Jesus, the lawn. Words are hard. Like, wow, what did you do? He's like, yeah, you know, women are crazy, man. Like, that was his answer for every time. You know, he had a girlfriend. You know, it was like, you know, like, what the hell happened to Stacy? Women are crazy, man. Like, that was his excuse for everything. Yeah. He would never admit to it that it was his own, you know, own doing, you know, from, you know, doing something stupid or whatever it was. You know, I never figured it out. Maybe there was something in the physical issues of things. I don't think he was ever, you know, a physical person, but there may have been something in the bedroom sheets that, you know, that must have been involved or something. I don't know. I didn't ask. But yeah, that's yeah. It was interesting. Yeah, it was always, you never knew what to expect when you went over to Manny's place. Never gone fishing a day in his life, yet he had stuffed fish all over the walls. He had this giant marlin fish that was there. He had several bottles of Corona that were weirdly disformed. Like, the bottles were just wildly deformed, and yet he didn't drink Corona, but he just thought, yeah, these look cool, so he decided that he was going to keep them. You know, like, or that he'd buy them at, like, these weird auctions and stuff that he went to. He's just a weird guy. But we had a lot of fun. Yeah. And we play frisbee golf. We did a whole bunch of things. Frisbee golf. There was outdoor basketball tournaments and everything else that he'd get us all involved with, and that, yeah. Just an overall weird guy, but still, you know, like, for us other guys, he was, you know, a decent shit. So, you know, we could never figure out what the hell is going on with him and all these women. Dude, I wouldn't even... The sword that they carry on the end of their face is enough for me to say, nope, I'm good. I don't need to... I don't need to go out and try to fish that. I don't think I could now with my physical abilities. But yeah, back in those days, yeah, I don't think I ever would. I've been out halibut fishing once. And dude, that was so much fun. But that was so much work. And then the captain of the ship goes, after I hauled in the first one, it was a big one. After I hauled in the first one, he's like, here, how about you use this one afterwards? And it was like this electric reel. Oh my god. It was like cheating. It was so nice. It was like, oh, I love this. Do it the easy way and buy it pre-stuffed, yeah. Well, that's what Manny did. He never fished a day in his life. Like, if he would go out in the boat, it was to go for a cruise, or like to literally like cruise around, or a cruise. You know, he'd take a boat from like Alaska and go to Hawaii down to like Rio and then back again, right? So just the way he was. Whoop. And need 3 more of these. But yeah, he did almost, I'd say probably every bit of 30% of all the high-rise apartments on Vancouver Island in Victoria area itself, actually. Yeah, he worked a lot, but he did like 12-hour shifts or something like that, where he worked Monday through Thursday and then always had every Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. And then every 3 months, he took 3 weeks off. Yeah, he was a workaholic, but at the same time, he worked hard, but he played hard. He played really hard. The guy was just one of those guys that just, was not happy unless he was moving. Unless he was moving around, doing something while he had a beer in his hand. Beer or scotch? Scotch is when you're out ready for bed. Beer is for when you're moving. He was always on the move. Yeah, dude. Oh, my arms were so done. And yeah, it was way down there. I can't remember how deep it was. It was way, way, way down there. And it took a long, long time to bring up. Apparently right now, I guess Canada's got some sort of like heavy limits going on for halibut right now. So trying to even buy halibut's next to impossible at this moment. I guess they're doing it for like a couple of years. I saw it the other day when I was like, why can't I buy halibut from Costco anymore? I used to always get these nice little 7 to 8 piece packages of halibut for like $18. And they haven't had them for like the last 4 months. And I was like, what the hell? So I went and looked it up, and yeah, it turned out that, yeah, Canada's putting, they're trying to bring up the numbers. So I was like, okay. Oh, I gotta jump out. That's what I need to do. When you worked at the carnival, the boss, owner of the show, took us deep sea fishing. Caught some kind of lobster or crab trap. The guy cut the line, and I went, yeah, how the hell with it? Screw it. Yeah, not gonna worry about this. Just gonna just relax, enjoy my time. Woo! I guess we are bringing the. All right, let's start putting some of this other equipment away here. Oh no, I want to keep you. Get rid of some of this extra equipment here that we don't need for now. Don't think we need you, so we'll put you away. And yeah, we'll keep the rest for now. Alright, let's bring out the pumper truck. Yeah. That'd be cool though to go do some deep sea fishing. For other than like the halibut. Like we could do cod or we could do halibut or something like that, but we were looking for halibut at the time, and it was weird because we could only bring them up to us, like you couldn't put them onto the boat if it wasn't what we were going to take, because something to do with some sort of bladder or something like that. Like some of these fish were like this big pink thing sticking out of their mouth and all that. It was weird, man. But yeah, finally I ended up getting a halibut put onto it, and it was great. I had a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend people doing it. But I'll tell you this. If that water got any choppier, and the guy was saying the ocean was calm, but if it was any choppier, I couldn't do it. I'm a land lover. I guess it was rough on me. Wow, I was green. Yeah, I was real green. I mean, I was looking for anti-seasickness pills and everything else. It was rough on me. Woo. But I mean, it was only like a 25-foot boat, maybe, from tip to end. It wasn't that big. Hey, Curtis, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well, to all my American neighbors. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're getting some time to hang out with family and friends and enjoy some good meals with good peeps. Should be a good weekend for everybody. I hope it's a good weekend for everyone. Oh. Let's get ourselves pulled up over here. There you go. Oh man, seriously? Alright. It's because the camera angle's so messed up, I couldn't get myself lined up 100% correctly. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Yeah, there's no rocking when you're on an aircraft carrier. Yeah, it might be one I'm good for. I'll take a sea cruise on an aircraft carrier. Yeah, no, I did not like the rocking of the boat. Not at all. I was so ill. Just, ugh. And then when I got back onto the dock, oh my god, it felt like the land was up and going and everything. It was just like, oh, this is horrible. Make it stop. Yeah, not something I'd recommend to those who are easy squeamish, and I'm a squeamish guy. Yep. Yeah, I didn't fare so well on that, but damn, that fish was so good. So good. Oh, come on, seriously? You got to move again? Alright, well, heck with that. Game? Thank you. We'll just swing around and see what we can get with where we're at. Come on. And you're empty again? Alright. Turn those on. Those on. Oh, sacre bleu. Started cooking around 10 this morning. Finally ate around 3:30. A lot of things being cooked in a small kitchen. Yeah, I got a very small kitchen. It's definitely a one person kitchen show for my kitchen that I have at this place. So either that or you're getting pretty intimate with the person that you're trying to cook with. It's not the greatest, but hey, it works for a small family. It works, you know, for a family of 4. It's a fantastic little kitchen. It works well enough for me. I can't complain. I have a kitchen. You know, it could be worse with my medical condition. You know, my brother could have said, you know, get the F out of the house or something along those lines, right? Hold on. First of all, I got to do this. I got to move this stupid concrete mixer first. Because when you accidentally reset, the hopper in the back closes. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why that happens, but I got to reopen the hopper. Then I got to go back to the concrete mixer. Come on. Drive into it. Start pouring concrete. Then I can come back to the concrete pump. Yeesh. But yeah, small kitchen, but at the same time, you know, everybody can fit around the kitchen table and chat at you while I'm working in this little horseshoe-shaped kitchen. If you had been around with me since my days of Beam and Mixer when I was doing the cooking shows, I did that for like 2 years, you would have seen what my kitchen looked like. I had 2 cameras set up. I had the kitchen cam, and then I had the soup cam, I called it, the one that was focusing down on whether I was cutting or cooking over the stove and everything. And I called it the soup cam because if it fell into the soup, I didn't care. It was only like a $50 camera, like webcam type deal. But now since since I moved all the furniture around and everything else in the living room, so I didn't have to stream from my couch anymore. Now I have an L-shaped desk in the one corner right beside the bay window. I don't have a cable that reaches that far out there anymore for me to be able to do the cooking streams and that. So, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I would definitely still continue to have done them had there been, you know, more people involved in watching them, you know, type of thing. But I went from, you know, on average 50 viewers down to about, you know, 30 over the 2 years. So I was like, we'll drop it. One sec. Ugh. All right, let's fill her up. I said, let's fill it up. Why did you... What is wrong with this machine? 3 times it took for it to fill it up. And it's not the first time, and I'm not the only one who has that issue, apparently. Might take the donut maker and make chocolate chip donut cookies? Nice. Oh, I caught a tickle in my throat. Here we go. I'm back. Yeah, I got a tickle in my throat. See if some of the vape pen will help. Come on. Come on, game. Train is so slow. Alright, so that's filled up. Yeah. Ooh, that sounds good, man. I make my own donuts by hand. And I don't do the typical donut. I do more of the Timbit hole type of thing, you know what I mean? Hold on. Man, got me crazy, this cough. It comes and it goes. Nothing filled up yet? Okay. Can I get this one? Oh. Camera? Fork you. Thank you. Nope. Up. Thank you. Extend out. And drop. Nope, not gonna reach that one. Okay. I think that's about as far as we can reach. Yep, I'm going to have to fill up over here a little bit. And we're going to have to move the unit. Alright, so we'll turn the pouring off, reset. Nope. Bring the legs in while it's doing that. We'll jump over to the mixer. Get you moved out of the way. Get over to the construction pump. Oh, that coughing knocked my earpiece loose. Nice. Used to make brownie pancakes? Nice. I've never tried anything like that. I've never been one to really experiment. I know what flavors go well together with like beef, chickens, beef, poultry, pork. I know all the different type of seasonings and flavors that work together, so that's pretty much what I've stuck to my entire life. Is just, it's like, oh yeah, I know these all work together, so that's what I've done. It's the way I've always kept to it. Never really gone, and experimented. That was my fault. Oh, a coconut caramel with some, so you like walnuts? I like pecans. Pecans and macadamias. And Brazil nuts. I like those. I'm not a big fan of the walnuts because they've been doing a really bad job on their quality control of them lately. I'm finding I'm getting, a 50-50 ratio of, decent walnuts to, already rotten walnuts. And I'm not into the rotten oily flavor. Don't do it. One sec, this cough, I tell you. One sec. I got a yak. Got a text about the X's. The X. There we go. Told her basically, piss off, I'm streaming. I'll text you after I'm done. Alright, let's get her done. Let's get it. Let's see. Yeah. Get her so lined up. Perfect. Alright, bring over the concrete mixer. And gotta go this way. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Even the walnuts like that I get, like I buy a bag of mixed nuts, right? So it's got like hazelnuts, it's got pecans, it's got almonds, it's got them all in there. It's got everything, right? It's got macadamia nuts. It's a big 5-pound bag of mixed assorted nuts in it, and I love it. Yeah, absolutely love it. But I'm finding that most of the walnuts that come in there are rancid. You know, you just get that just awful, nasty, oily, just ugh. Everything else is good, but the walnuts have just been horrible the last 5 years. Actually, even longer than that, like maybe the last 10 years. So I don't bother anymore with walnuts. Just, I stay away from them. Are you vibrating the walls? Yes, you poured wall too. No, I am not vibrating the walls. That's not available in game. Otherwise, yes, I'd be definitely down with doing that too, Bob. Definitely. And Claude says, lucky neither one of us takes up much room. She's like 5 foot nothing. I'm pretty small for someone who weighs nearly 200 pounds. Nice. I'm 5'10", and because I was at the doctor's office there yesterday and everything else, they're like, oh, here, well, we'll do your checkup while you're waiting for us to get the paperwork and all that done. So they did the, blood pressure, height, weight, and everything else. And they basically told me that, for my 5'10" frame, it's like 5'10" 3/4, but for my 5'10" frame, I'm about 4 pounds overweight than what I should be. And I was like, if I'm only 4 pounds overweight in the wintertime, I'll take it. Because in the summertime, you guys are always complaining at me that I'm like, 30, or I'm like about 10 pounds underweight. What is wrong with this machine? It does not like to lift. I was lifting it, and nothing was happening. All of a sudden, just wink, it takes off. Yeah, but when I was working in the oil field, go figure. When I was working in the oil field, if I was 210 pounds, I was obese. Like they labeled me as obese, and I'm going, what are you talking about? I sink like a rock when I swim. There is nothing obese about me, type of thing, right? But just that's the way, this is what their standards say, and then they go and do those what is it, the body mass, yeah, BMI, body mass index is what they call it. And they go and they do that, and they're like, oh, everything is absolutely fine. But, for every 4 times, you fucking piece of crap. Every time the stupid machine, you... grr. Weltenbauer, you needed to work on your machine a bit more. Your machine, or your radial menu. I was nowhere near the issue of that. But yet, you still ding me for it. Now, did I open that hopper? No, I didn't. Turn. Get into this machine again. Bag it up. And fill. Yeah, so. Yeah, they just can't make up their minds. You know, it's like, you know, I go and do my body mass index and they're like, oh, you know, like, oh, you're not obese. Why does your chart say obese? And it's like, I don't know, go ask your doctor. You know, like, this is what your records say that I should be at, and yet I'm, you know, heavier than what you think I should be at. But because I have such a large frame, I have a big barrel chest and large shoulders and that, right? And go to the, okay, hold on here. Let's get back up. All right, I get walnuts from the shell myself. Bunch of that. Toast them on low heat for a short time. Only takes about 15 minutes, but have to keep an eye on. Yeah. When you're roasting your nuts, you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, definitely, you can overcook nuts real quick. And you don't want that. You don't want to spend all that money and then lose it because you over toasted them. You know what I mean? I totally get that. And my brain is not telling me chestnuts. Those ones, yeah, you do not want to eat an over roasted salted chestnut. It's no good. It is no good at all. It's quite disgusting. Okay, I'm lifting straight up in this machine. What is going on? Jeez, it takes forever for it to register. Hopefully there's not too much concrete work if the pump is going to be acting like this. That is annoying. But yeah. So. Oh, I'm looking forward to hanging out with Caveman this weekend here. So once I'm done stream, I'll get in contact with the X there, and we'll get it all figured out if he's still going to be coming this weekend. I'm hoping that he's feeling really good. I really am. You know, I'd love to be able to hang out with him some more. We weren't able to play with his slot car track machine because he was just so feverish and so ill when he was here last weekend that we had the curtains closed and everything. And I didn't want him to accidentally trip on it or step on it or something while it was set up on the living room floor. So we ended up playing, like I said, at least 50 games of Guess Who, and oh, we had so much fun. He is so good at it. I'm just, it made me a proud papa, that's for sure. One heck of a proud dad to see how well he was playing the game. He has, you know, such good manners when he was playing it and everything. You know, he would win graciously, he would lose graciously. And I'm the type of guy, I don't like games where it's either there's a winner or a loser, right? I like games where, you know, everybody gets to have a good time, and, you know, so instead of it being, say, the person, so say, I only have one character standing and it's my turn, and I go, is your person Janet? And, you know, he's like, yes, it is. And then I would let him say, you know, like, oh, but is your person Joe? And I'd be like, yes, my person is Joe. And we'd call it a tie because we both would guess on the same type of turn, right? And, oh, we had just so much fun, guys. Oh, I'm hoping that if I do get him this weekend, I'm really hoping I do. If that's the case, I'm hoping that it's remembered to be brought. Oh, yeah, and I also got to remind the X to send some nunchucks for the Wii. He wants to play some Harry Potter again, but I ended up giving her, I think, like, oh yeah, all my nunchucks and controllers and all that type of stuff. So I kept the system, but she was supposed to take the system when she moved. She ended up not taking it, even though it was like right there. It wasn't hooked up to anything. It just needed to be slid out. But anyway, she ended up getting one from like a secondhand store or Facebook or something along those lines. But she got, I think it was like one controller but no nunchucks or whatever it was. And so then she ended up taking the nunchucks from here, and so now we don't have nunchucks here. So, it was a clusterfunk. But yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can remind myself to tell her to pack those up. Oh yeah, chestnuts wrapped in bacon. I've never done that before, but dude, that sounds good. Yeah, it doesn't have, I thought there was something going on with some of the tree nuts or something to deal with. They were having issues with something. Was it water or pests or something where it's just not worth it anymore to have all these, millions of acres worth of these particular trees in one area? I can't remember what it was. I apologize, but I can't keep up with everything all the time on the news. But yeah, there was something, it was either water or something like that, where a lot of these farms are gone now because they didn't have enough water for them, or they got killed off by blights of pests or disease. And yeah, there was something, I remember something about, why the American nut production has just dropped. Bacon. Bacon sounds so good right now, guys. But, you know what? I think we're going to have to leave it for here today, folks. I'm not sure if I will be back tomorrow or not. It'll all depend if I have Captain Caveman with me. But you guys are all awesome and amazing. Let me just pull up the end screen. There we go. Yeah, you guys are all amazing. So awesome for being here today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. Big shout outs and thank you to Bud for the dollar donation. Every little bit counts towards going towards that $100. It's for the amount of these awesome, amazing channel members here. For Eba, Shane, Indigo, William, Karsten, Spiderette, Little Mac, Devin, NE64, Sam, Jack, Bob, Lean, Lone. All you guys combined, by the time YouTube takes their cut, it's about $60. So I need to make about $40 worth of ad revenue in a month. In order to do that, I need to do about 8 to, what is it? I can't remember. It's like almost like 12,000 views in a month or something like that in order to do it. So yeah, you guys are awesome and amazing. So thank you. I hope everyone has a very safe, wonderful, enjoyable Thanksgiving weekend to all my American neighbors. For those who are Canadian, I hope you have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. If I don't see you guys tomorrow, I'll be seeing you guys on Monday. So until then, take care. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next episode.